I made a movie. DIL RAKH Gloves of Kin is officially now available. This project in particular took about 7 years. 17 years old, I'm in university, I'm going on set, I'm getting experience. And once I graduated, wholeheartedly go ahead and tackle the film industry. Money makes the world go round. Finances is a huge component in making films. You experience a side of life that you normally don't ever get to experience. And I'm so excited to see what more we're able to create, because it's just the first of many. Hey, salam everyone, and welcome back to the UFK show. Hope y'all are well, and I've got an announcement for y'all. I made a movie. DIL RAKH Gloves of Kin is officially now available on Amazon and Tubi as well, in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Feel free to check it out if y'all are interested. But man, it's a surreal experience right now. It's been about over a decade in the film industry now, and this project in particular took about 7 years from start to end to actually complete. And it's amazing, and I feel so honored to have been a part of it and to have been able to experience everything that I got to experience. But I wanted to sit here and share it with y'all and actually let you guys know, what it was like to actually make a feature-length film. Where do I start? So I'd say first and foremost, it's worthwhile to just give like a few minutes. I will try not to ramble on too long about, my background in acting and all of that and how I got into it in the first place. Or maybe I'll give a little bit. I don't know. Basically, when I was a kid, I was like 15, 16 years old. I took my first theater class, fell in love with it, knew right away. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And, years later, my parents wanted a piece of paper. They wanted that degree. They wanted me to go to school and everything like that. So I did it. But that whole time, I knew I wanted to still be in the industry. So I was working at 17 years old. I'm in university. I'm going on set. I'm getting experience. And, once I graduated, I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm now going to wholeheartedly go ahead and tackle the film industry. And my parents were like, no, go to law school. And I'm like, no. I think I'm going to actually go about this the way that I want to, because I feel like, 5 years in university, that was an amazing experience. And even though I was doing a bit of acting on the side and throughout that whole time being in the industry, honestly, I was probably doing it more than I was studying, to be completely honest. But I just knew that is what I wanted to do. And so it was cool though. Once I, started, I had my agent, I was going out for different projects. I got into a commercial, and I was the lead in a commercial, and we were doing it. It was actually a really cute little commercial about how I get in a relationship with this, Caucasian or white girl, to put it frankly. And it's like the whole premise of the commercial is that she's, coming into the culture of brown culture. And so, she meets my parents, my sibling, and it was just a funny little commercial that we did. For the life of me, I can't even remember what company it was for, but it was just funny because it's I think she tries a jalebi, which is a brown sweet. And she's like, and the food and the amount of shoes that we have. It was a fun commercial. And it was on that commercial though that I met the director, producer of the film that I ended up making recently, which again is called DIL RAKH, which means keep faith. And basically, I was just chatting with him. I think he was playing my uncle or my cousin inside of the commercial. And he's telling me, he's like, I want to make a Rocky style film, like a Rocky Creed type film, but with brown actors, with South Asians. And I was like, no way. I was like, that was exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to actually go out there and create projects, because what I started to realize as I was getting into the swing of things in the film industry, I realized that, especially as an actor at that point, I was like, if I'm going to be waiting for my agent to ring me up and call me for my big break, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to be waiting forever. I mean, it does happen for some people, and kudos to them. But I knew, I was like, if I wanted to take my career into my own hands, I had to go about it a different way and potentially try and go outside of the box, or look outside of the box and see if I could do things differently. So I did. I told him, I was like, look, I'm finishing up my degree right now. I'm down to work on this full time. Let's get it done. Let's make this film. And so when it came to the whole producing side of things, it was all about raising the capital, the finances, how it would be to actually allow this film to come to life. And a lot of it is money. Money makes the world go round. Finances is a huge component in making films, because as you've seen right now we're in a world of cinema that is so focused on these massive studio projects. We'll have the Avenger type films, the superhero films. We have the like you have like 20 big name actors all, slotted in this one film that is going to be made. And it's amazing. It's really cool. But you're talking about crazy budgets for these, and you have to have a massive studio behind it. If you're doing an independent feature, it's a completely different world. And if anyone wants to know like the nitty gritty of how it was, of course, feel free to let me know. But to flash forward a little bit, we were working on it. We had talked to countless investors and, honing down the script, making sure that it was right. We shot a teaser trailer, like a little sizzle reel, so that way people could see what the vision was and what it was going to be about. And the gist of it is that the film is about a boy who is estranged from his father, who went to prison for about 20 years. And I played the boy. I played the young guy who, was lost in his ways. His name was Dayton Sidhu. And so that was the character that I ended up playing. He was initially in the first script, he's a boxer. So he's like a trained boxer. And so what I did is I learned how to box. I went to one of my uncles. He had a gym and, trained with him. Shout out Robbie. He's the OG. And it was really cool. One of the greatest experiences of my life. If any of you guys haven't tried it out, I highly recommend boxing or any kind of combat sport, because what you learn about yourself in that type of environment is unparalleled. I've done a lot of things in my life, but hitting the heavy bag when someone's yelling at you, shouting at you, and you still have a minute left on the clock, and it's like you're already gassed out and you're exhausted, and every second feels like a lifetime. You experience a side of life that you normally don't ever get to experience, and that's something that even to this day I love it. Like I'll just be random. I'm that guy who's just walking around and just shadow boxing here and there. And again, like I'd box it a bit when I was younger with my cousins. We would just throw gloves on and just whack each other in the head. But to learn the craft, the sweet science of boxing, it was beautiful. And the culture and the people that I got to meet, the shape that I was able to get in, it was really cool. That was the first time that I'd gone from, I think I was like 160 something pounds at that point. I was a skinny dude growing up. And I got to about 200 pounds by the time we made the trailer, the sizzle reel. And it's basically a proof of concept. That's what that is. And we shot that, we made it. It was really, really exciting to know that we have something that's tangibly showing what it's going to be like. But then COVID had hit, or, the little thing that happened that, shook the world, took it by storm. That happened. And I remember shooting a short film at that time, like literally the week that the craze of it was all happening, like March, like first week of March or something like that, or second week of March. And I remember we being like, I don't think we're going to be able to finish this film. And we didn't. And we never. And that's a great example. There's films I've worked on that were amazing projects, but because of one thing or another, it never saw the light of day. A lot of people say that most films die in the editing room, and it really feels that way a lot of the time. So anyways, I was able to go and make that. We were able to make that trailer, but then of course we ended up taking a break. And then and it was really cool though, because when we did that sizzle reel, it was like, bringing in a lot of the friends that I'd worked with, bringing on, Joey, who does a phenomenal job, Megan, incredible actor, so many different people coming together that I had worked on a project here for. I did a commercial with them, or I did a student film or a short film or an indie project, et cetera, et cetera. All of us coming together with a vision to make this happen. And we got to a point where we realized that the script needed to be changed. We brought on or needed to be, honestly, it ended up getting completely changed. So we brought on an amazing writer, and we were able to rewrite the script. But the thing is that the entire script changed. The entire storyline of Dayton went from being a boxer to being like this scrappy dude, and who's not like an actual professional boxer. And so because of that, I was like, you know what? I got to go on a bit of a diet, because I got the good news. I got the call from Dalj, Dalj Bar, who is the producer and director on the film. And he's like, we got the money for the film. We're gonna make it. We're gonna shoot it. This was like a couple years into it, maybe 2021 or something like that. And I was like, all right, cool. And I read the new script, and I'm like, oh no, this doesn't make sense for me to be 200 plus pounds. I gotta go and cut this weight. So within a couple months, I went and I lost like almost 40 pounds. I went from 200 and dropped back down to about 165 ish. And so yeah, about 35 pounds. And it was crazy to do that. I was doing 2 workouts a day, eating 1 meal a day, and just like the fasted cardios and the boxing and like the workout. It was such a grueling process, but I loved every second of it. And then you're doing rehearsal, and you're trying to get into character, and the dark place that I felt like I needed to kind of get to for Dayton's character to do it justice. That was a really, really fascinating experience for me. So, we went on and we were able to shoot the film, and that was so exciting to actually be working on a film like that. It's like your film. It's like your baby. You're seeing it come to life. We shot it. Amazing people that we met. Everyone crushed it. The performances were so good. And we now had made a film, and then it was about, reshoots, pickups, anything that we needed to kind of get in that we didn't get. And then it was about getting the post-production done. Post-production took some time, but we got that done. Then it was locking in distribution. Then it was a film festival that we ended up, getting, which was amazing. We got an award for best film over here in BC. And it was so cool to see things come to life and get to this point. Granted, I had, during all of this, post-production stuff, I had taken that 2-year break that I've mentioned in previous episodes, where I decided, after that, it was so heavy and so intense with 10 years in the industry and everything that it took to make that film. I took a 2-year break, started my other businesses, but to still see the progress that was made and the hard work and effort of everyone behind the scenes, for it to now be on Amazon and available for all of you to watch, it's so exciting. And I hope that whoever gets a chance to watch this and who wants to check it out, it's something that it was an exciting point in my life, and I'm so happy to be able to share that with the world. And I'm so excited to see what more we're able to create, because it's just the first of many. And yeah, it just goes to show, though, if you can really just envision something and you are surrounded by the right people and you keep trying and put in an effort, like 7 years is a long time to make a movie. And there's other films I'm working on now where it's like 4 years later and we're still not 100% sure how it's going to happen, but we're slowly chipping away. If you just keep at it, slow and steady wins the race. The Rome wasn't built in a day. All these sayings are here for a reason. So I just wanted to say this. Anybody who's in the industry or who wants to get into it, one, creating your own content is something that's so amazing nowadays that we can do. And I highly recommend anybody who is wanting to be in any of these types of spaces, go out there, make friends, meet people, create your own stuff, provide different amazing things to other people that you've worked on yourself, hone your craft, and who knows what you can do. It's exciting. When I sat in that theater when we were doing at the film festival and I was watching it, it was a surreal experience to see it come to life. And again, I hope you all enjoy it. I hope if anybody gets a chance to see it, I hope it's y'all like it. And I'm just excited to see what the future holds. But yeah, that's it from me. I made a movie, everyone, and feel free to check it out. Again, it is called DIL RAKH, Gloves of Kin. It is on Amazon and Tubi in the United States and Australia and the United Kingdom. And it will be also in Canada shortly. Apologies to all the Canadian homies out here. And then there will be an international availability as well at some point. But again, feel free to check it out on Amazon. That's it for me. Inshallah, till the next time, everybody. Take care. Salam.